So starting with Trevor, obviously, it's just a right high ankle sprain. Everything's stable, everything looks good, and we'll see where he is here in a couple of days.
He wants to play. He can't. He literally can't move. He's so frustrated. And then they show him leaving the field with a security guard. You don't have a cart? For God's sakes, it's Florida. Everybody owns a golf cart.
Okay, so unfortunate night for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, you guys, unfortunately, you lose in overtime 34-31. It's always best and easiest for me to word out these videos that we do as cleanly as possible. And I like to get everything out. I would like to get everything out in front of itself. I am a Bengals fan, but dang it, how much I respect you guys even more. It's actually like phenomenal. I think the Jaguars, and it's easy to say this in my position today, but let it be known, we lost our quarterback for the entire season. It looks as if everything that I'm seeing right now, Trevor Lawrence, is just an high ankle sprain. I'm seeing ankle sprain. All right, so there's a beauty in that. There's an actual beauty in that because it looked a lot worse. His reaction dropped. Oh man, a pit in my stomach. The pit of my stomach was just uneasy. And I would say in 100% regard, even though it was very different, I got this isn't like I'm not trying to make a comparison at all. I'm just telling you my emotions. My emotions as a non-Jaguars fan. I just love the NFL. Seeing Trevor Lawrence, it was after he threw his helmet down. Okay, he threw his helmet down and he goes, forearm to knee, doing the Tebow, and you see his hair down and you see his head kind of shake. And I was like, that feeling was same as like that Tua injury or that Damar Hamlin injury. Honestly, like everything kind of left my body, even though like the guy's alive, the guy's okay. I mean, with Tua, he, you guys remember his hands, and then with Damar, I mean, the guy literally wasn't moving. But with Trevor, it was a legitimate, like, this kid just broke on national television because he couldn't even put weight on his ankle. And to see that, like I said, it did something to me. Like, I'm glad that I'm human. I really hate that for Jacksonville, but I'm just saying on a positive note, as of right now, it looks like it's all just a sprain, an ankle sprain. And so I also love, and we'll get into how the Jaguars did, but, our edge defender, Trey Hendrickson, it's going viral right now, how he immediately, prayed for Trevor Lawrence. I just thought that was awesome. And at the end of the day, it's still football. It's still a game, and I just love to continuously see things like that. Trevor, before you got hurt, though, and we got to give love to CJ Beathard because he put us, and I'm going to say us just because this is how I do videos, he put us in position to get a field goal. All right? We took this thing to overtime because of that. So, Trevor Lawrence, 22 of 29, 258, 2 touchdowns. I definitely know there's a lot of throws that he would probably want back. Getting sacked twice. I always say this, and let it be known, if you guys keep up with the Bengals, you would understand. I'm always on edge when I see a quarterback get touched. And I think this is this throughout, like, period. I hate seeing quarterbacks get touched now. Even if it's 2 sacks, even if it's 1 sack, even if it does not matter, it just takes 1 quarterback hit to bring everything down. And I really felt as if the offensive line really wasn't doing anybody any big favors whatsoever. Because even when CJ Beathard got in there were 2 more sacks. 4 sacks total. Then I think if it weren't for the grace of Mr. Trevor Lawrence being able to run as fast as he does and get outside the pocket, more than likely there would have been more than 2 sacks. 100%. This was a poor performance on my point of view from the offensive line for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And our guys don't really get after it consistently like that. Like that. They have their days, but I've felt a presence within our defensive line that is not rare, but I haven't seen it this potent since last year. I'll say it like Travis Etienne. There was that play, okay, where it was up the sideline. I believe CJ Beathard just tossed it out to him. It was just toss it out to the right side. That gear that he had to where he was able to blow past number 94, our edge defender, and just hug up that sideline. Travis Etienne, unfortunately, more than likely needs to get more receiver snaps, I think, he needs to get the ball in space. That was crazy. That speed was nuts. I saw Sam Hubbard chase after Lamar Jackson too many times to see what I was like, oh, Sam Hubbard's got him. And then he just turned the corner on him. It was absolutely incredible, the speed of Travis Etienne. And then another guy that I really, really want to shine on. And, also, just so you guys know, we are going to be starting our draft conversations. I do player breakdowns. I do all that draft stuff. So be in the works for that in the next couple of weeks. But Parker Washington was a guy that I was raving about last year out of Penn State. Loved him, loved his hands, loved his wide receiver work. He's able to, I had him as the best slot receiver coming out of the draft, even over Zay Flowers. His hands, his body control, the acrobatic catches. Please look up Penn State film highlights on Parker Washington. It is absolutely insane. When he bobbled that punt, I was like, okay, he's in his own head. He's good. Like there's some, and that was, I believe that was after his touchdown, his incredible touchdown. And he bobbled that punt. I was like, that's so weird. Like, to see a guy of his caliber, and I saw a lot of snaps of him at Penn State, see him ever drop a ball was nuts. I actually had buddies, legit. I had buddies texting me saying, Miles, Parker Washington. I was like, yes, I love this kid coming out. Calvin Ridley, I loved what y'all did because I just think our defense was just another level. Even in the secondary, what the Jaguars are really good at doing is we put the defense secondary in fight or flight, right? Fight or flight. What are you going to do? Ball's in the air. This is a deep pass. Okay. Calvin Ridley has 1 or 2 steps in front of you. Are you going to grab him? Are you going to push him? Are you going to pull him? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And they're really good at putting defenders in those fight or flight moments, sink or swim. And usually it's a penalty, but it just didn't happen a lot this game. Okay. I just think y'all continuously do that. I don't think a lot of DBs are going to play it as well as the Bengals did in the secondary, just with those Calvin Ridley deep balls. You know, I think if Christian Kirk plays the whole game, we didn't have, I don't know if we had an answer for that. I just think the way you guys came out swinging was potent. It was strong. You could feel what y'all were trying to do. Y'all were trying to really abuse our slot corner and Mike Hilton, and y'all wanted to use Mr. Christian Kirk to do that. His injury, it's groin. So with the groin, you got those fast, twitchy speedsters like he is. I'm pretty sure that's going to be rested for a week or 2, which really sucks because y'all were banging on the door to have the AFC top spot, and now we're sitting at 8-4. You might have your quarterback out for a week or so, along with your star wide receiver. So that sucks. But I from what I saw last night, and if he can get a week's worth of reps, I think even with CJ Beathard, things are not going to be as pretty or as beautiful. But I definitely believe you guys are going to be able to win games 100%. You got a tough one at Browns, and then the Ravens, and then the Bucks. Oh man, this is like the worst time. You got 3 tough games. Tough. I would say lean hard on Travis Etienne and the defense. You got to buckle up, guys. This is where you guys have to show. Josh Allen, Aluakan, my boys, right? Andre Cisco, Goons, or that Jaguars defense. This is where you guys have to come up and show up. And same with Herndon. Trey, you got to get back. Let's see what his injury is. That's right. Trey Herndon had to leave, unfortunately, with it was a weird play, but a concussion protocol. He wasn't cleared to come back into the game. So, he's got to get right too. If you lose your starting corner, you lose your starting quarterback, and you lose your starting wide receiver, it's going to be a tough game to play, but y'all took it to overtime. Like, could we be there? Y'all took it to overtime against a team that was playing their best, all right? I'm telling you, the game y'all got for the Bengals was their best throw, their best punch, and you guys were there until overtime, so it's just a matter of time. Get everyone healthy. This is what happens to the good teams. You go through these unfortunate injuries. Your stars are going to get hurt. They're doing the most work. Get back, get healthy. And was anybody pissed off? And this is how we'll wrap up the video. Was anybody pissed off to see Trevor Lawrence walking in the back still when he was in the tunnel? I was so angry seeing that. Why is he not on crutches or on a wheelchair? Bring a car. I would have gone to pick him up on a bicycle so he didn't have to walk on his ankle. Hello? Hello? That was unbelievable. That had the whole group chat going crazy, and none of us are Jags fans. None of us. I'm the only Bengals fan. They were all my buddies were going for the Jags. That's how friends are, I guess, nowadays. But I was absolutely upset to see him walking on that ankle still. I was like, what the hell's going on? Get that guy a freaking Maserati or something so he doesn't have to put pressure on his ankle. Y'all look it right. I think things will come in its ebbs and flows, but like I said, as of right now, I don't see anything. I don't see anything other than ankle sprain. Ankle sprain. So it shows that he's going to have an MRI on Tuesday when this video is being recorded and posted. So we'll see. But I'm just seeing a high ankle sprain, and I just want to say, and I'm not saying Trevor Lawrence, you got to push it back. I'm not saying Trevor Lawrence, you got to do this. Trevor Lawrence, you got to do that. All I'm saying is this. And I would be saying the same thing if this was Joe Burrow. I'm going to say this, if it doesn't matter. Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl on a high sprained ankle. Like, comment, and subscribe.